morning from the entrance, inside the entrance of Magic Kingdom. So we had to wait for the bus a little bit this morning, so we didn't get to do the extra magic hours. We literally walked in. It is almost exactly 8 o'clock, so rope drop just happened. So, but that's okay.
Yeah,
we aren't really.
Our bus took a little bit longer, and
yeah, we had to wait for it to get to the resort, and then our bus driver was a little bit slow, so it took an extra like 5 minutes probably for us to get here after we got on the bus.
It's not bad. Like, it's still really empty in here.
Yeah, it's very, like, you can see behind me, like, it's really empty in here. There's some people behind me, but it's actually just real empty in here. Like, this is like nothing compared to normal.
Yeah, and they are doing like their opening show, so like there's a lot of people up by the castle right now. But
yeah, because they're doing they do an opening ceremony, so they'll generally do rope drop. What is it? 10 minutes early? 10 minutes before open time? Something like that.
They let them in early, but they don't let them into the land.
Yeah, you can get all the way up to the castle. That's as far as you can get, so that you can watch the opening ceremony. And I believe the opening ceremony like just happened. So, and then as soon as that's over, everybody just kind of whoosh, goes away. So, but we are literally only in Magic Kingdom to ride Haunted Mansion, maybe one or two other things if we want to, grab some Sorcerers and Magic Kingdom cards, and then just kind of hang around and then at 9 o'clock when Epcot opens, we're going to head over there, or just before 9 probably, and we're going to wander around there and see if we can go hang out with Jess and Caleb there. So, let's go have some fun. This will be one of our last views of the castle, except in pictures and videos, until we come back. Sad day. So this guy over here just proposed to her on a photo pass in front of the castle.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, out of our 3 trips here, that was the first time that we've seen somebody get proposed to.
Yeah.
While we were here.
Like,
yeah, we've heard of it happening before, and I think we've seen kind of the aftermath of it before.
yeah.
This is the first time we actually saw it,
Yeah.
and we weren't like fully paying attention, and we just like turned and then saw it happen. We were just like, oh, hey,
Hey, it's a thing.
there's a thing happening over here. So, yeah, pro tip, if you're
gonna propose,
gonna propose, this is probably a good place to do it.
just I'm
Guys,
helping you ladies out.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to help you out. If you really want her to say yes, you bring her to Disney World first and do it here. I don't think there was any way that she would have said no if I'd done it here.
No, I probably wouldn't have said no, but like, if your significant other has like really bad anxiety like I do, don't bring them here to propose, because that's
or
terrifying.
if you do, then do it at this time during
I guess,
rope drop or extra magic hours, because the photo pass people are still here, but there's way less people. Like we just did 3 photo passes
in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like 5 minutes. Yeah, we've been in the park for about 10 minutes. So this would be the time to do it.
Yeah, I guess if it was like right now, I'd be okay. But if we did it earlier or later, I would not be okay with it.
Yeah, once the crowd starts getting big, she gets anxiety. So I'd say do it about this time. Also, it's like almost a little more personal.
Yeah.
When there's slightly less people, like there is enough people that like you do have an audience, but not so many that it kind of freaks you out or anything like that. So we're walking past all the scrim that they're working on. There used to be a little like seating area, and oh, there's a cat up there.
Yeah.
There's a Disney World cat.
He was on the like Walt Disney World News today. Story. They had him because he's over here by Memento Mori, and they were saying he stinks.
Oh.
Hocus pocus.
But yeah, so back there in that scrim there used to be like a little seating area, and
For the
what would you call it? Like a little. There was like a little like market and stuff like that. So they're redoing all that. I don't know exactly what it's going to be.
They're probably just redoing the seating. I think.
They're redoing the seating and stuff like that. So we are in front of Haunted Mansion, so we're going to go ride. Here's the thing that's been kind of sad. We've either done fast passes or just walk on for Haunted Mansion. this trip, and so we haven't seen like any of the queue. So the queue goes like out and around here, past these buses and everything. There's, you know, there's like a ghost piano over there and different things. So it is really cool.
If you get the chance to walk the queue, walk the queue.
Yeah. Just at some point. You don't even have to ride the ride. Just walk the queue. Like there's the ghost piano. Pro tip for all you who play Pokemon Go, the ghost piano right there is a Pokestop. Bye bye Haunted Mansion. Just fading away in the background.
It's really depressing. Can we not?
It is kind of depressing. Here's one thing I believe I forgot to mention. If you go into some of the quick service restaurants here in Magic Kingdom, keep your eye out for like Columbia Harbor House back there where we ate with Jess and Caleb. Yeah, I know, I did too. There is an upstairs seating area that a lot of people don't realize you can go to.
Yeah.
And so if you go upstairs, there's generally a lot of seating still available. I don't believe Pecos Bills has one, but I don't remember. I don't believe so.
It doesn't,
but
a lot of people don't realize with Pecos Bills that there's a lot of seating if you go further on back.
Yeah, Pecos Bills goes on for a while, and so if you just keep going, you should be able to find something.
Yeah, like everybody stops right in that front corner.
Yeah.
When there's tons of seating further back.
Right. But in somewhere like Columbia Harbor House, and I believe there's one or two more, I think Pinocchio maybe. I'd have to look it up to be sure. There is upstairs seating in those areas, and nobody knows that those are there half the time. So if you go up there, you're almost guaranteed to find a place to sit.
Yeah,
so
just look around and always like double check your seating areas. Don't ever assume it's full because it's usually not.
Yeah, it's very rare for it to actually be full because you can't really find them all. So we get to ride on a Toy Story 4 overlay monorail. I don't think we've ridden on an overlaid monorail since we got here. Now we're in Epcot with a dead baby. He fell asleep right towards the end of that monorail ride for Magic Kingdom. So there are a couple of photo castings up here, but we might try to get them later because there's a lot of, there's a fairly decent line at both of those. So we're going to keep going. And since we have a dead baby, it doesn't make for super fun pictures if you have a dead baby. People tend to frown on that. So our fast pass for Frozen Ever After got pushed. It sounds like the ride went down. So we now have a fast pass that we can use for anything. We're still probably going to use it for Frozen once it goes back up. So we're just going to start out by wandering around Epcot a little bit. There's a beautiful shot of Spaceship Earth. And then as you're walking this way, you come over to the right, and we're going to go this way towards, there's the Land Pavilion and the Sea Pavilion are over here. And Imagination. So we're going to go over here and we're going to ride Journey into Imagination with Figment again. Because as of right now, World Showcase over there is not open yet. They will open at 11. So, sometimes 10:45, just kind of depends on the day. They'll sometimes drop the chains pretty early. So we're going to go over this way. We're going to ride Figment and then see where we get to from there. So straight ahead here is the Land Pavilion. To the right over there, that's the Seas with Nemo and Friends. So that's where we went the other day. And the temporary character spot, because they are working on the character spot right back there behind us. They're working on that one. I don't know what they're going to do to change it, but... And then to the left over here is where we're going. Journey into Imagination with Figment. There's the secretary's desk for the lab. And for those of you in the know who've seen these movies, there's Professor Wayne Selinsky and the Shrinking Gun, Professor Philip Brainerd and Flubber, and then Dr. Nigel Channing and Figment. And then there's the Flubber storage. There's Professor Selinsky's office. There's Professor Brainerd's office. There's Dean Higgins And the entrance to the ride is up here. Oh, there's Dr. Nigel Channing's office. Yeah, he has a lot of titles apparently. He likes to think he's really important. As you can see, there are tons of people on this ride with us. There's tons of them. Do you see all of them back there? There's tons of people back here. Yeah, the line to get in here is backed up. Oh, it's ridiculous. But we made it. We don't have anything like fast passes or anything. The ride ends back there for Journey into Imagination, and then it lets out into this area, which just has a lot of fun stuff in it. So if you come up here, if you put your arm in these little areas, these figments on the screen here will start playing instruments and wander around. Kind of like that. So that one's a flute, this one's a saxophone. And the faster you move your hand, they generally will play a little bit. See, then you can hear them slow down. And then you pull your hand out and he stops. And then they just kind of stare at you creepily. And then over here you have two more of them. This one is a harp. And then this one is a trumpet. So it's kind of fun. And then there's like a little light panel that Anna's playing with. You touch one of the light panels. And then you're supposed to follow the pattern, I guess? Did you touch it?
Touch a lighted panel to begin.
Okay.
Then follow the pattern.
So it's kind of like Simon. Yeah, it's Simon. Yep. There you go. I know. I did it on purpose. I wanted to see what happened. So yeah, it goes and then you're done. And then over here you have little computers where you can make your own figment. It kind of walks you through a little thing and you can compose your own figment. And I did that yesterday. So if I can get the picture of that from her, then I will put that up. It's kind of fun. The name of her figment is like a bunch of random letters and numbers because she just kind of was playing with the keyboard. But there's a bunch of them. Oh, somebody did one in Japanese. That's fun. That's how you can tell it's Japanese. It's loopy, more simplified writing. That's Japanese. Japanese is a mixture. So there's a bunch of these computers. That one doesn't work, but there's a bunch of these computers that you can do. And then over here, that is where Ralph and Vanellope come out. That thing will power up, and then they will walk out. And then their meet and greet is over here. And it looks like right now it is just Vanellope out meeting and greeting. And just to the left there is the Imagination gift shop. There's a lot of Figment stuff in there. There's also this thing. I'm not exactly sure what it does. It's a magic photo studio. I think it just like puts your face into like some of your favorite movies, TV shows, things like that. So that's kind of fun. There's a Pirates one. There's a bunch of Star Wars ones. Inside Out. Yeah. And there's some examples over there on the wall too. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna go there. Stop it. There you go, boy Figment. Orange. And his name is going to be Goofenschmerz. Goofenschmerz, sure. I'll email it to myself, and then I can put a picture of him up. Anna she got herself a recipe book that has the recipe for a figment on it. She was really looking for something because the shirts don't always fit her right, so she didn't want to get a shirt. But she was looking for something that had the little book on it that has the actual recipe for a figment, which is part of the song in Journey to Imagination. Well, the original song anyway. They've kind of changed it a little bit, and so it has the recipe for a figment on it. And she got a figment keychain. Has Figment's head on the keychain. And she got a little itty bitty, it's something like this big. It's a little kind of stuffed figment that has like a magnet on the back of his head. And got that for Aiden.
Cool.
So now we're gonna head over. Are we gonna go do the Seas?
Yeah, we'll go ride the Seas because it's only 10 o'clock, so.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, so we still have 45 minutes to an hour before World Showcase opens. Jess and Caleb are still finishing packing up because they go home today too. So they're still kind of packing up and getting ready, and
Yeah,
they're gonna meet us here.
They're not gonna get here before World Showcase opens.
No, and I don't think they really necessarily wanted to.
No, they don't care.
Because, you know, a lot of the stuff up here in Future World, besides like Mission Space and Spaceship Earth, the rest of them are all pretty kid-oriented. The Seas with Nemo and Friends is very kid-oriented. Journey into Imagination is child-oriented. The land is, I mean, the land is mostly food.
Well,
There's
it has a restaurant in it, and then
There's a couple of restaurants in there.
Soarin'. And
Oh yeah, Soarin'
has
is
a
in
height
there.
restriction, so.
Yeah, Soarin' is in there. And then they have the land ride, which is a
Oh,
boat ride.
We haven't done Living with the Land
We haven't done Living with the Land
this trip.
yet. So Living with the Land, we might do that after the Seas. You are on a boat ride that takes you through the Disney World greenhouses. Because Disney World has their own greenhouses that they grow a lot of their own food that's used in the garden grill that's in the Land Pavilion.
Yeah.
So.
And all of their own fishies and stuff.
Yep, they have all their own. Yeah, they farm all their own fish. They grow all their own like fruit and stuff like that. So.
And this is the longest we have ever seen for
I think wow.
Nemo.
Yeah, the standby line for the Seas with Nemo and Friends is 25 minutes. So maybe we'll go do Living with the Land first.
Let's look.
There's a fun little photo pass right there with Nemo and Dory and Marlin. Oh, and you got the little octopus and seahorse over there. So walking into the Land Pavilion, this is what you come to. It's this nice open area. There's the Garden Grill restaurant right across there. And down at the bottom, there's Living with the Land. Soarin' is over on that side. I believe, from what I'm told, the Garden Grill actually spins. Is it the Garden Grill that spins? Like, kind of slowly spins around?
I don't
There's
know.
the chocolate experience in there. I'll have to ask Jess. I know Jess has eaten there before. I don't remember if this is the restaurant that spins, because there's one of them that does. And I don't remember which. So maybe I'll find out later. I think part of the reason that the Seas and even Living with the Land has a line right now is because World Showcase isn't open.
Yeah.
So they can go ride Frozen Ever After, but as far as some of the other stuff that you can normally do, you can't do anything yet. You can do these few rides out here, but then you can't go into the World Showcase and like explore or anything, which is what most people away from the Land Pavilion.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock when World Showcase open, this is going to be dead. Everybody's going to...
Yeah, that's why we just walked on the last time we were here, is because everything was open. It was like the middle of the day, and we were just like, this sounds like it might be kind of interesting. So we just hopped on, and then we walked through the queue and just hopped right on. So that's okay. So I enjoy the Living with the Land ride.
It's just a quiet little...
Yeah, I mean, it
break.
it let Aiden kind of finish up his nap. He woke up like right at the end, but woke up on his own because, you know, that ride doesn't do anything. It just floats along and talks to you about living with the land on like their greenhouses and
Test track, right?
how Epcot's helping to kind of do like they're growing their own food and everything. They're trying to help like better the environment.
You have to talk about some like the innovations that they're coming up with,
Yeah.
like the vertical planting.
Yeah, they do vertical planting that allows them to, I think it's their lettuce they use it on mostly, and allows them to produce like, I don't even remember what the number was, 75,000 heads of lettuce
Yeah. So
in
they
like a
use-
short time.
Yeah, so they use those like incline planters for the lettuce, but they also have like their gourds and stuff hanging instead of
Yeah.
being planted in the ground, which helps
Yeah.
save some space.
Yeah, it helps save space so they can produce more. It also kind of helps the plants themselves to produce better and faster because they aren't restrained. So
And they can see, like, if a plant is getting sick or has a disease, they can see that.
they can see
before
it
it's a
better.
problem.
Yeah, so they can take care of it, which it helps them to reduce waste and things like that. So yeah, it's just really interesting. Like, you know, nothing like hugely fun or anything, but it's really interesting just to see what Disney is doing with their greenhouses and everything as we walk in the dark.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, so it's just one that we kind of like riding just if we need a ride to just relax on. It doesn't do any, you know, it doesn't do anything. Isn't very loud or anything, you know. So it allows Aiden to take a nap or things like that. So, but now we're gonna head back over towards Spaceship Earth. Sounds like Jess and Caleb are here. We're coming through back check when she called me a little bit ago. So we're gonna try to go meet up with them. I didn't know this was here, but behind the Pin Traders station, and well, between that and Spaceship Earth right here, they have a little board here that shows you the things that are open. So Impressions de France is open. Frozen Ever After is still showing down. Grand Fiesta Tour starting the Three Caballeros is closed right now. They won't open for probably another 20 minutes. It'll show you the wait times for Spaceship Earth, Test Track, and Mission Space. And there's the wait times for Journey and Imagination, Living with the Land, Soarin', The Seas, Nemo and Friends, Turtle Talk with Crush, and then there's Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. So like this one is Future World West. That one is also Future World West. This one is Future World East. And then this one is World Showcase. So if you ever are curious and you're on your way into the park and you don't have your phone out at that specific moment, just stop by this little sign.
Yes, that's
And it just said, look for tall person. And I said, like this tall person over here, because I see Jess and Caleb walking up. So. Aiden. I see an Auntie Jess. I see an Auntie Jess.
Do you see her? Do you see Auntie Jess? Do you see Auntie Jess? Oh, your hair looks so cute.
We are wandering through the line for Princess Anna and Queen Elsa. Isn't that right, Aiden? We like to come here every time because we get the cutest pictures, generally with Queen Elsa. But we wanted to make sure we got some this time. And especially since he's awake and is in a fairly decent mood. Except that we have to carry him. He doesn't like that, so. But we're gonna see if we can get some cute pictures. Hello.
You ready to meet on? Right here? Yeah, ma'am. I'm ready to go on. I'm going to go on test drive.
Oh, did you find your me?
Oh my goodness, hello there, snowman. What happened to your carrot nose? Oh, it's okay.
That's all right.
He's not your carrot nose, my friend. My friend Holmes is out all the time. He's doing a lot better now, though. He's not your carrot nose, but his head was still a little bit of
Fading into the background there is Germany. We are going to head back over to Japan to eat at the quick service restaurant there again because that sounds tasty.
And I'm starving.
And Anna is, yeah, she's wasting away. Look at her. She's wasting away. She's going to die. So we're going to go over and get some food whilst Jess and Caleb are looking around. They're looking at ornaments in Germany right now. So while they're looking around in there, and then kind of sauntering up this direction towards Japan, we will be eating some full meals, and then we will stop at them, and then we'll start snacking a little bit. We'll stop at some of the stands. Anna wants to try the apple strudel from Germany. We're gonna try the teriyaki bun from the Japan pop-up, and we'll see what else kind of catches our eye. This is another one of those areas that you kind of miss if you're not paying attention, because this dips way back there. And there's actually a restaurant back there in Italy that is very easy to miss if you don't already know that it's there.
Yeah, I think
So
there's the pizza place, and I think there's a quick service as well.
I believe there is a quick service in each pavilion, if I remember correctly. But and then that's right before the American Adventure over here. So we're walking along, picturesque Showcase Lagoon. It's nice and overcast right now, which actually is making it pretty nice.
And now that it's brighter out, you can see like all of those little islands out there are permanent fixtures, and that's what they have to fix and redo for the new Epcot nighttime show.
Yeah, so that's gonna take them a little bit. And we're back in Japan. So coming into the Japan Pavilion with Aiden crying in the background. This to the left over here, Katsura Grill. That is where we're going. There's a little koi pond over here. Oh, the koi are up towards the front right now. Look at that. All the koi are up in the front of the pond. They were all kind of hiding in the back yesterday. So we tried the teriyaki bun from Japan. Actually, that's what Aiden is kind of begging for now. Aiden likes the teriyaki bun from Japan. Auntie Jess was the one that gave it to him first.
Well, it is delicious.
He enjoys it. Yes, it is very good. And we also had. What is that?
Well, no, orange slush. Orange slush.
Orange
from,
slush?
One of the French pavilions. I'm not sure which one.
Oh, okay.
Tastes like an orange creamsicle.
Okay, all right. And then I had the.
I've seen these
What?
Duffy bear.
Oh, the Duffy bear. Yeah, there's Duffy bags all over the place. I've seen them too. And then I had a nami sake cocktail, which was yeah, Jess liked it. It was actually really good. It's sake, gin, and blue curacao. So that was really good. And then we went over to Brazil, and we got pão de queijo. It's just a cheese bread. And the cheese bread was actually really good. Not good for me because I am lactose intolerant and I don't have any more lactose pills with me. So there's that. But it was actually pretty tasty. It's a texture that you're gonna kind of have to get past a little bit. That was the cheese bread. Like for me, it was a texture thing. Like it was good. It tasted good.
It's a little chewy.
But it is pretty chewy. So they have some construction stuff up here. The scaffolding, that stuff. My mind was blanking on what it actually was called. I'm not really sure. I know they're doing or redoing the Circle Vision. Here, that was the.
What's inside that mountain?
Is that what's inside the mountain? That's what I was thinking it was. And so they're redoing it, and so they're kind of. They got all the construction scaffolding up, so that they can start work on that. And then over here is Le Cellier Steakhouse. We have never been there. I've heard it's pretty good, but we might have to try it, on our next trip or something if we have the dining plan. Let's go over here. We got some decorative little fruit boxes and stuff. That's pretty cool. That's pretty. We got some pretty flower beds here. Victoria Gardens. Aiden's back here trying to grab Anna's water bottle.
Oh no, we were drinking out of.
Oh, was he drinking out of the water bottle? Well, then you come in here, and there's the Appleseed Orchard, and the Kid Cup Fun Stop for Canada is in here as well, apparently. That is what that says, anyway. So yeah, this is the Circle Vision. There's screens all around the outside here, and this is what they're kind of redoing. But there's the kind of wine bar up here, and then there's little kind of troughs all through the center for you to kind of stand at and everything. I believe Jess and Caleb are up buying some booze somewhere. They're way over in the corner over there. Oh yeah, I see them. They're over there in the corner. So they're going to buy some booze. So we'll see how that is. What did we get?
The apple
Blossom Sky.
Apple Blossom Sky.
Don't ask me to repeat what's in it because I don't remember.
Well,
It tastes like hard apple juice.
hard apple juice.
Which I guess
Yeah, we're gonna open this up. See what our pass holder coasters look like. Those are really nice looking. And they come with their little stand thing. Those are really nice, nice solid one. There's 4 of them. So now Anna and I have 8 of those, and Jess has 4. Those are awesome. I like them. That's a little bigger. Sunrise.
Aluani Sunrise.
Oh, that's a cool
Named
cup.
after the resort.
It's got a tiki cup. That's really cool looking. Well, there you go.
Pineapple and grenadine and something else.
Pineapple, sounds about right.
Vodka.
Vodka. Oof. There's vodka and everything. We finally got to use our Frozen Fast Pass because it came back up a while ago. And then after Jess and Caleb left to go back to the resort before their flight, we went over and rode it again. Now we're walking across the bridge to Africa. We're gonna go around to Germany, see if we can spot Remy in there. Stop at the Caramel Kuka, get some caramel cookies, candy, whatever we decide looks good. And then we are gonna head back up front, turn in our Remy's hide and squeak map, and get Anna her figment cup. And then we are probably going to, I think we're going to stop in Mouse Gears after that. Maybe get a couple of things. And then we are going to head back to the resort and get ready for our flight. You cannot walk past this shop without smelling the deliciousness coming from it. This place smells incredible. And the snacks here are incredible. There's some regular just caramels, but behind the counter they have a bunch of other stuff. So we'll see if we can maybe hop in this line. This is why we come here. There are cookies and Rice Krispie treats and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so let's see if we can find Remy. We should be in the shop. So Remy is in the retail shops in each section, or in each pavilion. He's in the retail shop somewhere. So you kind of just have to find him. He's hidden away on like top shelves and behind counters, away from prying baby hands. So the hint that Anna looked up tells us that he is in this shop somewhere, which is the ornament shop. And he is going to be up high. Is in here. I do kind of recognize it. He's on one of the kind of lips here. So somewhere up here is a ring that I do not see. Touch the airplane. Touch it. Touch.
Good job.
Good job. Oh, you can touch the heart. So we're home now.
Yeah.
Our last day at Epcot, we ended up, Anna started to not feel very good. We were both exhausted. Aiden was exhausted. He ended up falling asleep while we were carrying him out. And so we just ended up not recording anymore after that.
Yeah.
And I was planning on recording either after we got back to the resort or after we got to either MCO or after we landed. And none of that happened.
No.
So we were tired and we didn't want to be traveling anymore. So our flight from MCO we had a flight from MCO to Dallas. That was about 2.5 hours. That one wasn't, and so it wasn't too bad. and then we were in Dallas I think we were supposed to be in Dallas for like an hour and a half, something like that.
I don't know. They like pushed us through.
And
though.
yeah, they did. So we're like sitting there for a little bit. We didn't even get off the plane. We were just hanging out there, and like we changed Aiden just in the, or I changed Aiden just in the airplane bathroom. And apparently Aiden's gonna turn on the Xbox.
I was gonna say, does he have the Xbox?
Yeah, apparently he has the Xbox remote that works, and he turned on the Xbox. So
Who will?
We'll have to get that from him. Yeah, so I changed him just in the airplane, and then we just hung out. He then, while the plane was boarding, proceeded to fall off of the seat and land on his head.
Yeah.
Because, he didn't want to hold still, and it was the one time when we both looked away for a split second, so that's how that happens. But yeah, the flight attendant came on the plane and was like, all right, who wants to leave early? And immediately I was just like, ooh, me, pick me.
Heck out of here.
And so, yeah, they just started boarding. I'm pretty sure they started boarding like 30 plus minutes early.
Yeah, we boarded really early.
Yeah.
But I think it was because everybody was there. Like,
I think so.
I think if some of the people who were boarding at Dallas weren't there yet, they would have waited.
Yeah, they would have had to.
But
since everybody who had bought a ticket was there, they were just like, let's just board this thing and get out.
Yeah.
And so they just boarded everybody, and so we were supposed to get into Denver at 11:20 Denver time, and we ended up getting in at just before 11. So we were there 25 minutes early.
Yeah.
So and
he has your book.
He does have my book. That's okay. And it was only like an hour and 40-minute flight, so it was a short flight. So
yeah.
But now we're home. We've unpacked most of our stuff, and now Anna is still exhausted because we got back to our apartment about 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and then her mom was hanging out with us until about 2. Then we went to bed. Thankfully, Aiden went to sleep. So, but then he's also been up since about 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, he woke me up at like 7, and I had to convince him to go back to sleep.
Yeah, which he did, but yeah. So
yeah, he reached over because I had my back to him. He reached over and he went. I was like, "Oh, baby, it's too early."
Yeah, so it was a fun trip. We'll have probably do another video just talking about our trip as a whole. That'll go up after all of the other ones have been posted and everything. So we'll kind of just do a review video and everything. So, but until then, we will see you guys next time.